Hi guys, Sportsia Newsbriefs. Smith, Starc, Zampa help Australia seal series with big win. Afghanistan include Naib, Noor in squad for Sri Lanka ODIs. Rawalpindi to host first Pakistan-England test as originally scheduled. Abu Dhabi GP, Sergio Perez fastest in practice 3 as Lewis Hamilton investigated after red flag incident. Qatar ready for historic moment in WC opener, Sanchez. Fullkrug out of Germany training session due to flu. Bernardo Silva has an offer from City and asks Barca to make up their mind. The Triple Crown Benzema is after at the WC. Richarlison responded to Mbappe's words on South American football. Cricket. Smith, Starc, Zampa help Australia seal series with big win. Australia claimed a convincing 72-run victory over England in the second ODI in Sydney to seal a series victory with one match remaining. Chasing 281 to level the three-match series, England had recovered from 0-2 and 34-3 thanks to a 122-run partnership between James Vince 60 and Sam Billings 71. But Josh Hazlewood 2-33 filling in as Australia captain for Pat Cummins, pinned Vince LBW to break the partnership and spark a collapse as England fell to 208 all out. Afghanistan include Naib, Noor in squad for Sri Lanka ODIs. Hashmatullah Shahidi continues to lead, with Rashid Khan and Mujib-ur Rahman headlining the bowling unit. Afghanistan have named all-rounder Gulbadan Naib and uncapped left-arm wrist spinner Noor Ahmed in their 18-man squad for the three-match ODI series against Sri Lanka that gets underway in Kandy later this month. The rest of the squad remains the same as Afghanistan's last ODI series, against Zimbabwe in early June when they blanked the hosts 3-0. Rawalpindi to host first Pakistan-England test as originally scheduled. The potential of political unrest had raised the prospects of the match being moved to Karachi. England's first test in Pakistan in 17 years will go ahead in Rawalpindi, as originally planned. The potential of political unrest, caused by an anti-government long march led by Imran Khan, the former Prime Minister, had raised the prospects of a switch to Karachi. Even as the fluidity of the political situation continues, however, the PCB is confident enough as things stand to press ahead with the original itinerary. That means the first test, from December 1st, will take place in Rawalpindi, and the second in Multan, before the series ends in Karachi. England have been monitoring the situation closely, with ECB security advisor Reg Dickerson recently in the country to assess arrangements for the test tour, which follows on from Pakistan staging a 7-match T20 series between the two countries in September and October. Formula 1. Abu Dhabi GP, Sergio Perez fastest in practice 3 as Lewis Hamilton investigated after red flag incident. Sergio Perez outpaced Red Bull teammate Max Verstappen to top final practice at the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, as Lewis Hamilton was left facing a steward's investigation for failing to slow under a red flag. There was little surprise that Constructors' champions Red Bull remained a step ahead of their rivals at the Yas Marina circuit, but Perez being 0.152s clear of world champion Verstappen with a 1:24.982 was certainly unexpected. Soccer. Qatar ready for historic moment in WC opener, Sanchez. The Qataris, playing in their first World Cup, take on the South Americans at Al Bayt Stadium in the tournament curtain-raiser, before further Group A matches with Senegal and 2010 finalists Netherlands. It's a very important day for us, it's a historic moment, it's a very happy day for us, for the players and the staff, Sanchez told a pre-match press conference on Saturday. It's an extraordinary day, we have made a huge investment in this country. Fullkrug out of Germany training session due to flu. Hansi Flick could have a key absentee for the match against Japan. Niklas Fullkrug was absent from Saturday's morning training session due to a flu. Germany will face Japan on the 23rd of November in the biggest competition. The German national team could not count on Niklas Fullkrug in Saturday's morning training session. Niklas Fullkrug, who has to replace Timo Werner at the World Cup, was unavailable for Hansi Flick due to a flu, which could leave him out of the match against Japan. Although Fullkrug was not expected to start, the coach could not count on his striker. Kai Havertz will start against Japan. Bernardo Silva has an offer from City and asks Barca to make up their mind. Manchester City, according to Sport, have already made a renewal offer to Bernardo Silva. In response to this offer, the winger is reported to have issued an ultimatum to Barcelona. He wants to know if they are going to want to sign him or not in the summer. The player will decide what to do as soon as the World Cup is over. If Barca are going to go for Bernardo Silva, now is the time to decide. The player needs an answer from the Qs now. According to Sport, Bernardo Silva has already received a renewal offer from Manchester City. He has a contract until 2025, but at the Etihad Stadium they are taking advantage of these international break months to tie him down beyond that date. The English club have reportedly moved quickly and have already made a proposal to Bernardo Silva, aware of the interest he is attracting from FC Barcelona. The player will decide what to do once the World Cup is over. The Triple Crown Benzema is after at the WC. Real Madrid and France player Karim Benzema will lock to become in Qatar, one of the most remembered strikers. That is to say that the Frenchman has the chance to get a Triple Crown. Karim Benzema wants to sign off his stellar year with a great World Cup with France. It will be the Frenchman's second World Cup with Les Bleus after returning to the side. That is why the number 9's motivation is particularly high. What is more, there is a possibility that he achieves something special. If Deschamps' men manage to win the tournament, Benzema will be the only player to win the Champions League, the Ballon d'Or and the World Cup in 1 year. The Frenchman's numbers do not allow for any doubts. He has scored more than 300 goals for Real Madrid, and with France he is at almost 40 after spending more than 6 years out of the national side. Benzema is going through the best form of his career. After winning Madrid's 14th Champions League in Paris, he also won the Ballon d'Or in his home country. It is a new challenge for the Frenchman in the World Cup. Richarlison responded to Mbappe's words on South American football. Kylian Mbappe said that football in South America is not as advanced as in Europe. Richarlison, months after those comments, wanted to answer him before the World Cup. The Brazilian striker claims to be more prepared than anyone else because, with Brazil, he is going to Bolivia to play at high altitude. Football is widespread all over the world, but it is in Europe that it is most developed. Mbappe said that football in South America was not so advanced. He received several criticisms because it was interpreted as a scorn of teams outside Europe. Richarlison spoke with Isabella Pagliari in an interview and the Brazilian striker wanted to respond to Mbappe's comments. South American football is tough. I'm going to play at high altitude in Bolivia. As you can see, it's difficult. I was part of the national team and we suffered a lot to adapt. Everyone can say what they want. Just as there are weak teams in South America according to Mbappe, I think there are weak teams in Europe. It doesn't matter. There's nothing to talk about, he continued. Abreu and Fabinho have already responded to the PSG striker. They encouraged him to look at Wikipedia and Richarlison encouraged Mbappe to try to play in Bolivia.